Well, good evening. Good evening. Welcome to my podcast, Real Talk with Lequita Taylor. Now, again, I thank God for all of my listeners and the ones that have been praying for us as we pray for everybody. God has been good. Um, I thank God for all the prayers. I had my brother's services this past Saturday, and it was really good. I mean, I think a lot of closure. Has happened now when I look back and see how God blessed and how he kept me doing my business as well as looking out for my brother. But God is good. So tonight I have his best friend. I thought it was very timely for me because they were best friends. They grew up together. Um, Kevin has been with Sean when he went through all the renal failures and transplants and the last final days of him going through what he went through. And so I felt what better time for Kevin to come on and tell his testimony. Kevin grew up on the east side like Sean. He has a testimony. When he told me, it just knocked me off. It's almost like I've had people where you've had people riding in a car or something and there's a wreck. One lives and the other dies. And sometimes you be like, whoa, they have what they call a guilty survival. Forgot the whole terminology of it, but you feel guilty because you lived. And everything that you've been through with your family or friend, and you hear about these kids riding and going fast and everything, and it's like, whoa. And then you look, be like, man, he was good. We hung out, this, that, and another. He's gone, and I'm here. So I thought, what better opportunity, what better testimony, what better to talk about two men that have, my brother went home to be with the Lord. Kevin has been through a lot, but God in his faithfulness, Kevin is here. When he gives you the testimony of what he has been through and how he had the faith of God and where he sits now, so much better. So I thank God. Him and Shauna used to get on my nerves. Kevin was my little brother, like Sean. Kevin was little, Sean was bigger. But their relationship, it was powerful. And Kevin had such a hard time at first. When I did the thing about inviting people to come, telling the Sean would have been the greatest father. And we had that little thing for him at the hospital, and it was very moving. And so, again, when I look at Kevin and the testimony of what he has given me, God is a good God. But all in a nutshell, what happens, we all have our time. None of us know. We all have our time, and you see all these young people dropping dead. You don't even know what. But God is calling people home. And so with that, I think Kevin is going to who has some encouraging words of what he went through and that he's still here. And God is really working with this young man. So, Kevin. Good evening.
Good evening.
My baby.
Yes.
And I just want to do a little introduction to you, and then I'm going to let you take it over and kind of talk some things. I have some questions that I'll be asking you, and real talk. Should just be real.
Okay.
Kevin was born and raised in Denver. He was married for 30 years.
Yep.
He's divorced now. Happens. This is my second man. And I hold. Let me be quiet. Four beautiful children, ages 24, 23, 22, and 17. Boy, you wasn't no joke, was you? Started 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. You did that, boy. But raised by your grandmother and mom, and they made you believe in God and faith.
Yes.
And God said in his word, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he gets old, he shall not part. And you and Sean grew up.
Mhm.
And just when I heard your testimony, you don't know what it is to have faith until you've really been there.
Until you've been there, yeah.
People can say they can judge, but until you've been in a position.
Mhm.
So tell a little bit about yourself besides,
Mhm.
your children and raising them. Tell
Mhm.
where'd you graduate? After you left school, what did you
Mhm.
become? What's come on with it?
Okay.
Start.
Well, yeah. First, I would like to say, as far as faith, I think it is real important that
Talk a little louder. Don't do the pillow talk.
I think that's real important that when your mother and your grandmother and those people who came before you, if they have a strong faith and they put that on you, and they make you see and believe, and you can see what they went through at the same time and how God works in their lives. And you may not have known it was God, but then as you get older, you can see and reflect back on that and say, man, that God had to be there for this. God had to be there because of the things we went through. So I think that's first and foremost has to be, your faith has to be instilled in you at a young age in order for you to really believe in it and see Him working throughout your life. Yeah, after I graduated,
what school?
I went to South High School. Graduated from South.
Yeah, you and Sean.
Me and Sean, yes. And real quick, just to get so that people can know how I met Sean. We first met we were in junior high, and but I was going to Kepner and he was going to Merrill. And but his girlfriend went to my school.
Okay.
So I don't know how Sean was coming away from the east side over to the west side. But that's what he was doing. And at Kepner, there was only 3 black people in the school: me, her, and this other girl. And so me and his girlfriend connected because we were black. And so Sean thought I was trying to talk to her. So when he would come up there, he would look at me like, "Boy, trying to talk to my girls." And I said, "No, I'm not. I'm trying to talk to her." And when I met him and I saw that she was with him, I didn't try to move in on it.
Exactly.
So, but every time he saw, and then so I started walking her home because we lived the same way. And so one day I was walking her home, and her mom seen me walking her, dropping her off, and she said, "Come on in and have a hot dog or something. I thank you for walking my daughter home, keeping an eye, making sure she's safe." So I'm in there eating a hot dog with him, and Sean comes walking in.
Oh my goodness!
Sean comes walking in. I'm eating my hot dog like this, like. So I said, I finished my hot dog, and I'm like out of there. But so me and Sean kind of like was enemies. And then, but we saw each other all the time. So then the next year we ended up going to South.
Okay.
Well, we ended up going to South, and basketball season comes around, and we're both on the basketball team, but I didn't realize it was him. So we're doing this drill where you get a rebound, you catch the ball, and you throw the ball to the person. I get a rebound, I catch the ball, and I see a Sean, and I'm like, "Oh, this dude, that's the ball, that's the ball hard to him." Like, yeah, and
yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, and yeah. So then after that, we just became best friends.
Okay.
It went from
enemies
to best friends, and I mean, we were together. I call it peanut butter and jelly.
Man, oh yeah.
Yeah, we were together every day.
A lot of y'all, yeah.
I mean, we had I was a DJ, he was on his keyboard, so we had that music connection. And so then when I would DJ, he would hook up his drum machine and his keyboard to my mixer. So we would I would mix him while he's playing the keyboard. And so we entered a contest with KDKO, where they asked for a 30-minute take and of mixing and DJing. So me and him made one. We sent it in, and like maybe 2 days later, I was working at King Supers, and 2 days I'm getting buggies from the parking lot, and then this car pulls up, bumping something. I said, "That sounds like my tape." And then they announced that this is tape sent in by DJ Tiny T and Sir Glide. And so I jumped on the phone. I called Sean, they're playing our tape on KDKO. And I'm supposed to be working. I'm standing outside listening to everybody playing it. So I think that's
a trip.
Yeah, so I think hearing all these cars riding around, playing our tape, just blew our mind. And so we knew when that happened, and as quick as they played it, because we sent it in, and I mean, they put it on right away. So we knew something was special. You know, we had to be good for them to do that. So we just started making plans about just DJing. That's when we started DJing all these parties together and going around and doing that. So that's me and Sean. And
yeah, and speaking of KDKL, you know, people will know later, but Dr. Daddio, the founder of 1510 KDKL 1510 AM radio.
Yeah.
I remember I was Miss KDKL in 1990, so it's a lot of history right there on Welton.
Oh yes.
And where the studio and everything was. So
there was also on Monaco, right? Because that's when we won that contest. They had us pick up a gift card and stuff, but I think it was on Monaco and like Mississippi and Monaco.
all I knew was 5 Points there.
Okay.
So yeah, but what I'm saying is that he was just a dynamic man. You know, so they're gonna be celebrating his life, but he was powerful, and couldn't nobody have that voice like him.
Right.
And so he was just something. He was like a dad to me, and
it was the only station in the hood. We wouldn't listen to nothing. We wouldn't listen to nothing else.
No. And so he was just an awesome man. And so I'm praying for the family, the Walker family, and you know, we're gonna miss him. Yes. You know, so I thank God. I'm praying for the family. So you were raised by your grandmother and your mom. I remember your mother, but tell me, was your grandmother one of those old-fashioned whip your behind, go out there, get your switch?
Yes, she was.
Okay. And then your mom, how was she? What kind of?
She was
humble lady, because you're really quiet in your own way.
Yeah, she had that in her the same as her mom, but she would use it more on my sister because my sister was the only girl in the family, and then me and my brother, she kind of like made us be men at a young age. So she was kind of like showing us just how to be men and making us do things on our own and know how to cut the grass, wash dishes, mow lawns, grow gardens. I had a paper route at 9 years old. Paper at 9 years old. I had to use a bike to throw the paper. She taught me cooking, sewing, and even on like on Christmas Eve, she would get up at night and cook. And she would make me get up too and cook. And I'm sleeping trying to wait for Santa Claus, you know. And she would make me get up, and so I would get up. She said, "Get up and cook." So I would get up and
be mad as you could be.
Mad. Yeah. Be mad, going in there crying. And like, why the hell cook? And she said, "Boy, because when you get older, if you don't have a woman, you ain't gonna need one. I'm gonna teach you you're gonna be self-sufficient to where you don't need one if something happens." And later, 30 years after I got divorced, I was sitting in an apartment by myself. And the only thing I had on my wall was my mom's picture. And I looked at that and I said, "This is the day you said, when you told me as a kid that I was going to see this day one day. This is exactly it now. And I'm prepared, and I thank you, because I can cook my own. I know how to cook. I can clean. I wash dishes. I fold my clothes. I wash my clothes. And I know how to sew buttons and whatever."
Oh, so you're a keeper.
Yeah, definitely.
You get a bad dude out there, child. You ain't going nowhere now. Come on, help me.
Yeah, but she, you know, that's how she raised us.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I thank my mom so much for, you know.
You could go back to the village, you know, because it was, if you got in trouble, you go and the neighbor seen you was acting up, she gonna whip you.
Yeah.
Then tell your mom, and then you get home, there's another whip coming.
Right.
And you'd be so mad, but I thank God for the villages. Do you know how many people is saved?
Yeah.
Looking out for each other, and on the block, and Big Mama down there, everybody called her Big Mama. You know, we were like family. Now it's just, I never ever thought that I would see so much hatred that I see.
I can't even.
It just breaks your heart.
Yeah, because when we were younger, before cell phones and everything, you go down a block, maybe 4 or 5 blocks, 6 blocks away from the house, and your mom will call it, whoever down there, and say, "My boy's down there," or Watch, keep an eye on. If they do something, go ahead and whoop them.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Go ahead and whoop them and send them home, and I'll whoop them when they get here. Yeah.
So coming up, how many siblings do you have?
I had 4. My older brother died.
Okay.
Then I have my sister who's still living. She's in Atlanta, and then I have a younger brother named Sean, and he's here in Denver.
Were you the baby, or where did you fall in line?
I'm the second to the baby.
Okay. 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 So you go on, and what's your career now? What do you do?
I started as an electrician. I went to school for business. I went down to Louisiana. I went to school, all black college called Xavier University. And I went for business, but then when I got back in town, I left school early because I didn't like New Orleans. So I got back in Denver and just wanted to start working. So I started working at an electrical distribution company. And then from there, one of the electrician guy came in and asked if I can help him for a week or two. And I told him I don't know nothing about electrical, but being an electrician. And I said, but I'll help you. And I was there for 15 years.
Man.
Yeah, so I started, I'm an electrician. And then I started getting carpal tunnel stuff and hitting my hands on hammers and my fingers. So I said, you know what, maybe I should try to go do something what I went to school for. And I started getting into accounts receivables, accounts payables, payroll. And that's what I do today.
Okay. Well, that's good. So later on, you've been married 30 years and 4 kids and just going, working, doing what you do. When did you first get ill? And what was the symptoms when you said something's wrong here?
I started when I was working at in 24, say, it was probably about December of 24.
Okay.
I was working at a law firm, and one day the elevators went out, and so we had to walk the stairs.
How many flights?
We was on the 6th floor.
Okay.
And we had to walk the stairs, and I remember walking up the stairs, and I got to the top of the stairs. I was like, whoa. I ain't never felt this tired just from walking some stairs. But I really didn't pay no attention. And then we were in a training room, and the air conditioner had went out. And so they had like 4 fans blowing air on us, fans blowing. But I was super, super hot. And I'm like, man. And I almost passed out. I was like, whoa, what? So with that, walking up the stairs and that heat kind of made me start thinking like something was wrong. So then the next day, I wanted to just see, because I used to jog. Me and Sean was in track. So I wanted to see if maybe I was okay or what was going on. So I had to catch a bus, and so I said, I'm just going to run to the bus stop. So I ran to the bus stop. I got to the bus stop, and I was dead tired. It was only like 4 blocks.
So you had been fine all this time?
All this time.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
But then that was just when those situations was just telling me like, how am I losing my air so quick? Because I used to be in such good shape. And then one day I was just I feeling fine. Said I was going to the store. Went to the store. Stopped by my friend's house before I went to the store, and I never made it to the store because I passed out there. But I was fine when I left. Passed out at his place. Called an Uber to get home. I was throwing up and shitting. And I said something's wrong. Got home and got to the bathroom, and I kept going and throwing up and had to lay down on the bathroom floor.
Dang.
And then
so you got really weak, like dehydrated from all the throwing up and everything too?
Yeah, really bad.
Okay.
And then I guess I was on the bathroom floor, and my girlfriend said, "Hey, get up, get up and get in the bed." And I was like, "I can't, I can't get up off this floor." And then so she helped me up, put me in the bed, and like I was laying there for about 10, 15 minutes. I had to get back up and go in the bathroom. And I just couldn't go in the bathroom. And she said while I was in the bathroom that my eyes started rolling in the back.
Oh my goodness.
Back of my head. So she said, okay, I better call the ambulance. Call the ambulance, and I was just in my shorts, no shirt or nothing like that because I was hot. And the ambulance came, and they started checking me and put me on the stretcher and took me out without no clothes or nothing. And it was freezing cold outside too. And I'm like, hey, can I put on some clothes or something? They was like, no.
You were sick.
Yeah. It was like, no. They threw me in the ambulance, and then I remember writing it out. I remember them taking me to the ambulance, but then I think I passed out for a minute while I was in the ambulance, and I woke up while I was in the ambulance, and they didn't have the sirens going. So I said, hey, ain't these sirens supposed to be, y'all supposed to be hurrying up and get me to the hospital? And one of them said, no, we don't think we're going to need them. And so I passed out again after that.
So they thought you were really getting ready to die.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so get to the hospital, and I don't remember, after I told them to turn on the sirens to get me to the hospital, I passed out again. And then the next thing I know, I'm laying in the hospital, and I wake up, and I see my brother sitting there, and he's sitting there crying. And I wake up and I looked at him, and so I said something to him, and he said something to me, and got up and left. So I was thinking, thinking like, man, he gonna come for 5 minutes and leave like that? Just he ain't gonna talk or nothing. So then a couple of days later, when I was able to, they got me a little bit better. They had told me that he was there for an hour and a half. And that they said we were talking and everything, but I don't remember none of it. And my sister called me, and she said, has your brother been there? She's in Atlanta. He said, has your brother been there? I said, yeah, he came, but he was on here for about 5 minutes, cried and left. So she said, oh, boy, you wait till I talk to him. He just came there for 5 minutes. Me not knowing he was there for an hour and a half. And then, so then I was in the ICU, and I didn't know that. So what they had did is they had took me past the emergency straight to ICU.
Man.
So I didn't even stop in the emergency.
Well, your blood pressure, because I learned a lot about up and down blood pressure.
Yeah.
Dealing with Sean.
Yeah,
and it could be fine, and then it drop, and they was trying to, that's, Lord, it's just so much.
Yeah, I got a blood pressure machine. They gave me one. That I take my blood pressure every day just to check it. I mean, it does go high. Some days low. Like you said, I don't know what exactly it is that controls it or not, because I could be relaxed and it could still be high, or I could be hyper and it could be low. So I'm not sure. I guess when you go through what I went through, it's hard to monitor and keep it at a steady level.
So when they got to tell and got you in ICU, when did they kind of put together what's going on here?
They said that my heart was slow, but then it would speed up. Well, they said it sped up first, then I guess it popped or something, or blood clots popped from it, so it wanted to shut down. And so they thought maybe that I had something blocking some of the blood vessels or something. And then they couldn't find anything, but then about maybe about 2 or 3 days later, they said, well, you got blood clots all over your body, in your feet, your ankles, your kidney, your lung, your heart. They were just all over my body.
Well, let me ask you this. How did they just accumulate that quick? Where were they? I mean, because I had one. I had a bad one. One time, only my lower lung. It was the worst pain I ever experienced. I think it had been to me a week. When I went to emergency room, the doctor was like, she's surprised I was even walking, because I should have been dead.
Yep.
But I only had the one, and that thing killed me, and it was huge. So much so it killed some of my lung. But how does multiple blood clots come in your body within a day?
Within a day, yeah. I mean, within that same day, because like I said, I was headed to the store feeling fine. I didn't think nothing was wrong with me, and never made it to the store. So how that happened, I don't know. Sometimes I think it was a spiritual battle,
Oh yeah, people don't know.
Yeah,
please.
Because it just the way it happened, and how quick it happened, and the things that happened, and some things that happened while I was in the hospital, kind of told told me like it seemed like it was a spiritual battle going on for me. So I think was trying to take my faith because I believe in God a lot because I've seen a lot. Even me and Sean, we were headed to Vegas one time, traveling to Vegas, and we're driving up, and it was fine when we left, but when we got up in the mountains, it was ice. And we're driving, and these two white girls come pulling up alongside of us, and they looking at us like we looking at them, man. And then all of a sudden the car just starts sliding, We was hitting rails, boom, boom, boom.
Lord have mercy.
And Sean screaming, I'm screaming, and we seen a big trailer coming towards us. We going right towards the trailer, and we both screaming, thinking we about to smash into this trailer. And then the car just hits us, hits one of the banks and stops, and the trailer goes by. And I was like, right then, that felt like God's intervention.
It was.
Yeah, definitely. And then another time, me and my friend Ronnie, you remember Ronnie and Cedric?
Yes, the twins.
Yeah, the twins. Yeah, me and him were going to the Super Bowl in California, and we're driving, and we were supposed to leave at that next morning, but we were so excited we left that night. And maybe we should have waited till the morning, but we left, and we get up in the mountains, and we up in the mountains, and we're fine and stuff, driving, and then I look over and Ronnie's asleep. And I'm up by myself, and I said, okay. And then the next thing I'm driving, and then I fall asleep. And you know how the mountains are, there's one road, one going that way and one coming this way.
Yeah.
And the mountain's right there. So I'm driving, I fall asleep, and then somehow I woke up just in time, and I was headed right to a mountain. And I kid you not, I saw this angel, big angel, just come and open her wings like this, and it made a hole in the mountain, and the car went right through it. Right.
Hey, what? Say that again.
An angel came, and
I would leave that.
When the car was going straight into the mountain, I saw this big angel just come and open the mountain, and then made like a little diamond shape, and the car went right through that little spot, and we started going down because we should have hit the mountain. I mean, it was all rocks. So somehow we went through this little crevice, the only open crevice maybe in the whole mountain, and went through and just started going down an embankment. The trees are flying by us, and we screaming, we looking like, what's going on? Where are we? Why are these trees? Why are we in trees? And then the car stops, and it's dark, pitch black, and I'm thinking, this car is jacked up. We are in the middle of a dark place, car's jacked up, and I don't know what we're going to do. So we get out the car, and we look, and I'm looking around, walking around the car. The tires ain't flat, and the car ain't bent up. Let's see what we can do. And so I just got in, started the car, and the car started up. And then we looked down, and we saw a car way down there. We said, well, we can make it to that light down there where that car is. Maybe we can get back on the road and figure out where we are. And so I started just driving the car and made it all the way down to there. Got out, looked at the car again. Nothing was wrong with the car. No dents, no nothing. And only thing that happened was one of the turn signal lights was hanging off. And I popped that back in. And we sat there and we said, well, back to Denver, or we going to keep going to the Super Bowl. He said, well, let's go to Super Bowl. So we headed on the way.
And I've never liked driving at night because nighttime will get you sleepy. Some people, they can do it, but you go, I need to be in the day.
Yeah.
If I see something run across the road,
Yeah.
But some night and come up on you and it's on.
Yeah, I learned that night not to drive at night.
Because you get sleepy, you tired, I'm going to go. And I buried many people left for a trip, went to sleep, and I've had one family of 5 was killed. So, going at, and matter of fact, I've done 2 funerals with 5 in the family died. But yeah, that going to sleep, you got to, even when you get rest, it's something about on that highway and you drive and that sleep will come up on you and you better hold on to your ass.
Exactly.
So. Yeah. But there's a purpose. Like I said, we all have a purpose. We don't know. We don't know the day or the time. And so God has been really big with you.
Right.
So You went through all this. They find, I know they were tripping. The doctors were tripping all these blood clots you got on you. That was one day you were fine, the next day you full of blood clots. That is amazing to me.
Yeah.
And you didn't feel any pain at all?
I didn't feel no pain.
Cause that one I had, I thought I was gonna die. It's worse than labor.
Like I said, I didn't even know I was in there. I couldn't figure it out. I didn't even know I was in pain or nothing until they said, "Yeah, you got blood clots, and your heart is getting really weak." And
and you had one in your heart.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They said that they were gonna have to cut me open and do heart surgery. They said I was gonna have a colostomy bag because my kidneys and my lungs and everything was failing. And I was like, how could this happen? But those stories I told you earlier made me just know that there's God. You know, I had no doubt in my faith, and I think I seen those things, experienced those things because God wanted me to let me know that, you know, he's real. And so when I was in there, I just never had no doubt that I could probably communicate with him, or he knew I was there, what was going on. And if it was a spiritual battle, I already knew that he was going to win. So when I was in there, I just started talking to him telepathically, you know, and they had told my girlfriend, they had told her to go home and pack a bag because I wasn't coming back home. They thought I was gone. And then when I was and my friend Sean came up there. Sean, him and my other friend Darwin, they came up there and they was like,
Sean, my brother?
Yes.
Okay.
And he said, don't worry about Kevin Strong. Kevin's been through this. He's just trying to get some rest. You know, he's just rest. He's tired. He'll be all right. My other friend Darwin came up there and he was like, no, Kevin ain't gonna need. The doctor was telling him all this stuff. I was gonna have a heart surgery and a colostomy bag. And my friend Darwin was like, no, he ain't gonna have none of that. You know, I didn't know. They told me that he was saying this because I couldn't really remember. He ain't gonna need a colostomy bag. He ain't gonna need none of that. Kevin's gonna walk out of here fine. Kevin's got faith. He's a good man and all this stuff. And they just really believed in me, and they were speaking for me, saying the words that I wanted to say, but they were speaking for me, and I'll never forget that. And then, like I say, once when I was in there and battling with it and wondering why I was in there, going in and out, I was at the same time trying conversing with God, and he was just letting me know different things and stuff. And then I could just hear him say that, hey, you're healed. You're gonna be fine. You're healed. So they were taking me to my CAT scan to see where they was gonna do the surgery and see where all the blood clots were. And I told her, and I said, well, God told the nurse, God told me I was healed, so we can go do the CAT scans, but it ain't gonna be none. God said I was healed. And so they took me to the CAT scan, and I come back out, and they was like, yeah, Kevin, we don't know how to explain it. You're a miracle, baby, or a miracle something. Yeah, we don't know exactly. We don't see the blood clots, and we don't know where they came from or where they went. So right then and there, that even made my faith even more. I knew there was a God, and then
when they told you, especially being a man and know you're sick with your faith, when they told you that they can't find any blood clots, what was your feeling? I know it was like thank you, Jesus, or you just began to weep to give God praise, or was it like you were just shocked? I cannot believe.
Yeah.
Because God can do miracles, and you'd be like, did this really happen? You know.
No, I cried. I bawled. I cried really hard. I had my nephew was on the phone, and another friend was on the phone, and I just started crying and telling them all what God wanted me to do going forward. That He wants me to tell black men to go to the hospitals and get checkups.
Come on.
To go get your colons cleansed.
Yeah,
colonoscopies, and to go out and push, start something to where You get black men up off the street and go have them get checked out, and start preaching, um, to not listen to dirty rap and stuff all the time. Start listening to cleaner music to, take a 3-day break where you're not listening to all this hardcore rap.
Yeah.
Listen to some jazz or some reggae, some uplifting music. Start preaching that and just start, doing something for your community. And so I spoke to the nurse at the hospital. She told me to, when I'm ready, to come up there and they will help me get something going to where it's a movement to where I bring the people in, they'll get them free checkups or something like that. And then they can give them lunch and stuff for coming. So that's in the works. I'm going to be doing that. And just God was trying to tell me that, that his name was the I am, because he said he's in us, and we have to know the power that, we can know the power of him, and that I am who I am. And so he dwells within us. He's not somewhere else. He's in us, and he wants us to look in towards us and look at the power that we have in us, because too many people look at other things to try to grab their power from. Look at singers and rappers and all these other football players, basketball players, and put them on a pedestal instead of, and do what they do, and they could be leading you in the wrong direction. And when you need to be focusing on yourself, and love yourself, because you love yourself, you're loving him. So that's what he was telling me in the hospital, and I was just on the phone with them, bawling and crying and telling them all this. And one of the things he told me is that that he has the map, and the map has been given to us in order to get somewhere. So I was telling my cousin, I was crying. I was like, God wants us to be like Dora the Explorer. And people were tripping and laughing, and I'm like, because I'm out of it still. And I said, he said, be like Dora the Explorer. He gave us the map. He said he can get us out of the wilderness. And he says, just do like Dora the Explorer. Everything you got, we got the map to do like she did, and get you through these trouble. When she's in trouble, she pulls out her map and she gets her way out of things and find out which way to go. He said, hey, you just be like that. And so people didn't understand that until we got out of the hospital. And then a couple of friends started thinking about it. And they were like, well, hey, I see exactly what you mean when you said Dora, be like Dora the Explorer. So one of my friends did some research on Dora the Explorer, and they found out she was blind. That nobody knew that she was blind in the cartoon. So that even made it even more significant by finding out that she was blind. I didn't know she was blind either.
So when you went through, because you're totally different. I've known that for a couple of years. I've seen you, and you're different. You're Kevin, but you're different. And I tell people, when you have the Lord, you don't have to put a sign over your head talking about I know Jesus, because that light will shine. Right. So now that it's coming together, and after you almost lost your life, you go in, they tell me, don't turn the, well, I have a fit. I'm driving, I'm thinking they rushing me, and they turn it off because they think you're going to die.
Yeah.
And that had to be a trip. But when you know the Lord, God will give a peace that surpasses all human understanding. Everybody couldn't have took that. Right. You hear the ambulance, you see them come, and you in there, and they looking at the, oh Lord, well, we don't have to rush on this. But God. So when you went through and God dealt with you and all the blood clots were removed, your life changed that day, didn't it?
Yeah, it changed while I was in the hospital. It changed that day, yeah, because the doctor, the heart doctors. I mean, I had heart doctor, lung doctor, I had all kinds of doctors coming in checking, and my birthday was coming up, and I told one of the doctors, I'm like, I gotta get out of here before my birthday, and I don't want to be in here on my birthday, and I'm gonna get out here. And he looked at me and said, Kevin, if you only knew the condition you were in when you came in here, he said you would be glad to continue to be here on your birthday because we're gonna make sure you're better when you get out. But he said if you knew the condition you were in when you came through that door, he said you'll be thankful right now. So, and then when I was in the hospital, I was laying in the bed and I had a premonition. I saw my girlfriend at home at the time. I saw her at home and she was kicking things around and stuff like that. And just crying and mad or whatever. And I just in my mind. So when she came up to the hospital, I said, okay, she just stay here with me. I mean, go get her a cot and let her just stay here. Because I don't think she's gonna do too well at home by herself. And so they got a cot and she stayed with me every day.
Did it grow your relationship closer?
It did. It made me thankful. Thankful, because she was there to change my diapers and do everything. If the nurses weren't there in time, she would get up and do it. So I was really thankful, for that. It did make us closer. But when she was hurt, I also did the same thing for her.
That's one I met at the hospital. She is so sweet. She is just so thankful and just appreciative. And we're at the hospital. She thanked Sean and she just kind of said what she needed to say, how grateful she was as to how he was. And I remember him crying. Just, he got really, really emotional after a lot of stuff he had been through. And just doing that walk with him, it changed me.
Right.
Where before I was, I ain't gonna say I was quick. Count to 10 and start over again. But after dealing and walking with my brother, it changed me where I'm more mellow. I'm not as, people say, you okay? I'm fine. I'm just, experience will teach you.
Yeah.
Experience is the best teacher.
Right.
Of my whole life, I've never went through anything like I had to go with to watch Sean come from 150 to 90 pounds.
Yeah.
And watching where he wanted to eat and couldn't, and they picking, and we all have little veins, and he would hold on, wanted to holler sometime, but he just kept on. And sometimes I go and Quita, you okay? He uplifting me, and I should be uplifting him because I'm trying to hold on and everything. So it was a learning experience. So I know when someone is really sick and you're going through and you're trying to be there. Sometimes I had to go out the room and cry in the hall.
Yeah.
But God.
Right.
And so when I see you and when I hear you and I know how inseparable you and Sean were, do you ever question like, God, Sean had a purpose too. Why is he gone?
Yeah, I did question that, especially when he told me he didn't think he was going to see 60. And he was glad that he called and said, man, you're the first one of us to reach 60. And out of our group. And he said, that's a blessing. And then he called and said he wasn't going to reach, he didn't think he was. I was really sad, and I started thinking about that. And I'm like, why can't he, is it? So I tried to tell him some of the things that I did when I was in the hospital. But what it comes down to is his purpose was already filled.
Come on.
Whatever he was supposed to have done, he did it already. And so if he was tired or whatever it was, he held on till that was done. And then once it was done, and who knows exactly what it was, but I do see some of it in his son. So I mean, that was mainly a purpose because maybe it was to for his wife, his mom, to heal or something, and to get herself back together or whatever, so that they can be back in their lives. We don't know. I don't know exactly what it could have been, but whatever it was, he held on and got it completely. That's what I see.
Hmm. Shotty with you. I never see you. Shotty was always really good, but
Yeah, he was.
he was right in the midst, honey. So just to see, and then your testimony. This will probably be the earliest that I end this. I know my producers are like, well, what? That's you. But I wanted to more so just to have you on to give your testimony. And I say this, don't count on people saying they're old.
Yeah.
And, oh, yeah, I'm all right. I'm 20 and I know I'm going to live. Not now. There used to be a time you could say that, but we're in a time now where you better be thankful for every day you live.
Exactly.
As Bishop Combs says, that's my friend. He always says, be thankful for every second.
Right, every second.
Because just because you inhale,
right,
it doesn't mean you're going to exhale. Right. And so if we begin to appreciate the goodness of God, some people, they lose everything. Some people, you just don't know. But I've learned that we just have to be, life is not promised. No, right. And if I've never seen that these different people that are dying, these different funerals that I have all kinds of cases. We have like 17 cases right now. And all of them have a story. And when you think about that with all the different volumes, of ages of people are knowing. And I always say the key is to be ready. Where will your heart be? Yeah. And it seems to me you were very faithful and just like, God, I'm going to trust in you. But if I don't make it, I still know you. Right. And that's what counts.
And that's exactly
what counts. So in my closing, what would you like to say to, especially young black men, people that don't know the Lord, they're in the midst and doing everything and whatever. What would you recommend to be able, if something comes up on them and they're looking at death in the face? And you haven't had time to really get your life where you need to. You don't have that relationship with God where it should be. What do you recommend to young people, black, white, more so are black? What would you recommend to these young men to get their lives together? What can they do? Because something can come. They can go step out and something hit them in the head and you die. There's so much, or you can get hit and you're handicapped the rest of your life. And I tell people, don't get it twisted. You might could be pretty today. You don't know, be in a wreck and burn up in the face the next day. So where will your heart be? Can you be humble even in the midst? Forget the outside, because the outside will come. I used to be a pretty thing, child.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, child, I was sooking now. Modeling and
I used to tell Sean to hook me up with you.
y'all little young, young Negro, child. Oh, y'all should guess what? Sit down. But
yeah.
I'm older now, and I accept that. I'm not, and I tell older women to try to be dressing like you sexy. Sit down somewhere, right. Because even if you're a man admires a woman where you're not seeing everything. A man admires a woman that has class. I have people. Well, Miss Taylor, I thank you so much for being a woman and keeping dressed. These young women want to wear T-shirts and bottom, bonnets and house shoes. No.
And when a man wants a woman to cover up, they think that the man is insecure. And I don't think that's it at all. If you're with a woman, like you say, you just want your woman to look classy and woman-like, not like street woman, And but nowadays women, if you say that they don't like what you have, they go right to you're insecure. And I think that's an issue that has to be addressed, because I don't think the man's insecure. The man just knows how he wants his woman to look. If you're gonna be his woman, it's not for you to be out there showcasing everything to every man just because you have it. I mean, you have a man.
And then after that, you could be, listen, I'm fluffy, child. You need to lose a little bit though, but when you are content with who you are and loving yourself.
Exactly.
I tell you, you have women that are like 70 years old, 75, look good.
Yeah.
Oh, they shaped up, walk, and do whatever. Pull them clothes off.
Right.
You can put all kinds of girdles and everything else on. Pull them off. And then let's show how the age takes a change.
Exactly.
Let's show how you used to have smooth skin, now it's wrinkled.
Right, right.
Things is shrinking and dropping.
Right.
All that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then people, we just need to love on us, because if you grow gracefully, even with men, I see men wearing baggy pants. I seen a man about a month ago. I said, man, I'll be shaming himself. He got on tennis shoes and baggy pants and everything. He about 60 years old. I was saying, you don't get somebody go sit out. He was at a funeral. I'm looking at him. Oh, he just walking around running with his tennis shoes and stuff, walking, looking crazy.
Yeah.
But if you, just.
And as you were saying, what advice would I give to black men and men? I think the number one thing is to love yourself. Love yourself, and then be thankful for every second. I mean, I'm not just saying that as a cliche. I'm seriously saying, be thankful for every second. Be cognizant of every second. Everything you say, everything you do matters, because it's all adding up. I mean, it's all adding up to something. I mean, if you're doing negative things, you're subtracting. If you're doing positive things, it's going to be adding. So you got to be cognizant of what you say, what you do, how you act, every second of your life, every second of your life, because you're going one way or the other. So you got to understand that. And if you want to live longer, live more positive. Do more positive things. Say more positive things. Want to be around more positive people. Want to just have a positive mindset. Change everything, and your life can change. Because, as we know, when you're doing more negative, negative stuff happens. I mean, it's the way it is. And there's no way around it. And so, I mean, you can look at somebody who's a young guy and gets in gangs and want to go around doing all the gangs. They end up dying early because they were
in the penitentiary.
Or in the penitentiary, because they set their path on a negativity. So love yourself, because when you can love yourself and you know how to love yourself, you actually learn how to love others better.
Okay.
So
good advice, especially coming from a man.
Yeah. So that's the one thing I learned when I got my divorce, is I finally sat back and when I was all alone and didn't have my kids to yell at, didn't have a wife to fight with or anything, I took that time to look at me and say, you know what? Let me give to myself for once. I give everything into all my energy into everybody else, but it wasn't putting anything into me. So once I got that divorce and I started looking at me being alone, I started putting things into myself and loving myself, and that actually changed me.
Wow, that's awesome. Especially coming from a man. You don't hear that a lot. Men a lot of time pride, like, I got this or whatever, but coming from a man from the heart, like I always say, if Leandra Johnson never sung a song in her life, Lord, deliver me from me. Because if I can be delivered from me, a lot of times everybody's fault. Oh, they a trip. They don't understand. They always tripping or whatever. Look at you. Right. And when you look at the real you, no one wants to be around. Right. No one. What's really going on here? Right. And it's always everybody's fault except for the one that really is. Right. That really needs to be delivered.
And that's exactly true. I mean, you have to take accountability for everything you do. No matter what it is, you have to be accountable for that. Take responsibility for that. Be accountable for everything that happens to you. Don't try to put it on anything else. Look at you first, and you'll heal. I mean, you'll stop blaming people. And once you stop blaming people, you understand you have control over your life, because you're putting that control and things that happen to you in the hands of other people. And those other people may not even care about you, you know, so if you want to get somewhere, put it in here. Put all their control on you. Everything that happens to you, blame yourself for it, and take responsibility for that, and then find out, devise a way to come over whatever that is, to overcome whatever that is that I was blaming someone for. Let me take responsibility for it and find out what direction I need to go to correct it.
If you could change anything in my last closing, if there's any, what would you change?
If I can change anything, I think I would probably would have paid more attention to my adults and the people when I was younger. Their advice. I would probably have changed some of the things that they told me that I didn't think I really needed to know. I already knew. I think I would have took more of their advice, and so that I could have probably made my life a little easier. Probably wouldn't have to go through some of the things that I went through if I would have just listened. So I mean, to those kids out there that don't want to listen to their mom and dad, or don't believe it, and think they know what they know, and they don't need to listen, I think they need to take another look at that, and maybe say, you know what, maybe I should listen. Let me probably, they done been through the minefield. I'll put it like this. Your parents done been through a minefield, and they're on the other side, and you're on this side of the minefield, and your parents are saying, hey, to get over here, I went this way, this way, this way, this way, and I made it through. And you're like, no, I'm just going to come, and you walk through and get blown up. When you could have listened to your parents who told you how they got there. And that's people need to really listen to people who can tell them how to get somewhere, instead of trying to take their own path sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not a sign of weakness because you listen to somebody.
All right. You did this.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
And you're still part of our family.
Oh, yeah.
And when I look at you and just thinking about how you and Sean, my mama always used to say, if you have one or two friends, you're blessed. Some people have none. Right. They never get the right one. Well, you get the snakes, and you get the demons and the serpents and the Jezebels and all that. Right. And but when you truly, truly have one or two good friends, and I have to say, you and Sean.
Oh yeah, I was blessed to have him as a friend. I was truly blessed. I mean, I could truly say we didn't have not one argument ever.
Really?
Ever. We never had one argument.
Well, Sean didn't like to argue anyway.
Yeah, I didn't either.
He didn't.
So we was perfect on that. Like, even we went to Vegas one year, and we get to Vegas, and I had some money in my sock. I had some money and stuff. Sean had about $800. I don't know if I should say this, but we get to Vegas, and
he can't come back to get you. Yeah.
We go to Vegas, and we're checking in the hotel. And he said, "I'll be right back. I'm gonna go play this game." And I think I picked him out of the suitcase and moved it one step. He came back, and he got this look on his face. I'm like, "What happened?" "I lost all my money." I said, "Man, we haven't even checked in yet." But I said, "We just got here. We ain't checked in. What we gonna do?" I didn't let him know I had this money on. I had enough to cover us. I said, "What we gonna do now?" I said, "Now we have to." He's looking around. Some man heard him. Some man gives him a hotel ticket, a free hotel night. Some other man gives him free dinners for a couple of nights. So
he's a faithful God, you know.
Some man started giving them stuff. But I said, "Look, man, I got us. I got the money. So I got us, man." But he started smiling again. But
you didn't let him keep no money to gamble no more, did you?
I think I gave him some. Yeah.
He lost it, or did he win?
He lost.
She just but I ain't gonna.
He lost.
Charlie would always lose. He just Lord.
So he was good. He won sometimes. We'd go to the dog track. We'll hit. So
yeah, he's gambler like it. So
yeah.
But baby, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
It's been real talk. Is there anything else you want to say before you leave? Because once it goes out here, people are gonna see you, and
okay.
We want people tell people to share, and we'll let you know, and just share. We're trying to grow and do, and I want to keep everything positive. I don't want. My goal is to let people know it may have started rough. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. When you have God, you have good people in your life, what things can do, how things can happen. So that's the quality of life of people I'm getting. I don't need somebody that's But let me shut up. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about, okay?
Yeah. I think I just like to tell people that I should be coming out with my own podcast.
Yes, tell that.
Called Tave's Topics and Shit. And that should be coming.
Tave's Topic and what?
And shit.
Oh, real talk with
yeah.
with Kevin Tave Child talk about everything. Kevin Tave Child talk about everything.
In April, end of April. Then you can look me up on YouTube and Facebook Kevin, and then TikTok I go by Soul Fucker. That's
So what?
Soul Fucker, SOULFUX.
Say that one more time.
Soul Fucker.
Oh Jesus! I don't listen. I don't know somebody. They be scared. Listen, what they gonna hear, child, about the shit and the sucker now?
Yeah, you gonna hear everything. You're gonna hear everything. I'm gonna bring up topics that many people don't want to talk about.
God, no, they don't. Just them two little birds I heard. It's gonna be on your show, child.
It's gonna be awesome.
Well, good. Congratulations. I wish you well. Wish you well. You're gonna do because you've always been real sharp.
Well, thank you, sweetie.
Quiet, the quiet strength.
Yeah.
You have. So
thank you.
Well, darling, I thank you. It's been real, and congratulations. Good luck on you. And if you want me on, I come on real.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I ain't gonna be talking about shit and sucker, whatever it's called.
I appreciate you.
But I love you.
Oh, definitely.
Our family, you are part of our family.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can be on my show for.
Oh, so, what?
Your business, a whole bunch of things.
Okay. All right, we can make it happen.
Okay.
All right. I love you.
Love you too.
Thank you again for being on.
You're very welcome.
With me, Lequita Taylor. Real talk with Lequita Taylor now. So I love you and thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart.
Okay.
You keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, ma'am.
And just let God continue to use you.
Yes.
And have that faith of where He has brought you. And thank you for being part of Sean's life.
Thank you.
I love you and
love you too. Thanks, Brad.
Well, you all, we're going to end now. Thank each and every one. Asking for you to subscribe, share. We're doing all we can. We're growing. I told you we made a start on the concrete, but we're going to be walking on blacktop in a little bit. Just give us a little bit of time. Yeah. Thank God for my team, my babies. They really look out for me, and I appreciate them. And I told them, y'all, just hold on. God's got some things in store for us. When you trust in God and when you've been faithful, and when you bless and when you do what you do, man may forget, but God never does. Right. Well, good night, you all. Love you. Until we talk real talk. Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.